Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, has been all over the place lately with her three-pronged blitz of a new Netflix series, a podcast, and a sold-out line of fruit spreads and teas and something called flower sprinkles.
Flower sprinkles.
And while these ventures may be keeping her in all the cashmere sweaters she could possibly wish for, none of them seems to be getting her any closer to what she appears to want most, the affection of her public. My background in conflict negotiation makes me always want to understand what people's common denominators and underlying motivations are, and what they could be doing to best achieve their goals. Meghan is a former actress, and nobody goes into show business because they don't care what people think about them. She's called her jam brand a, quote, love language, for God's sake. She wants you to adore her. But she's married into a monarchy. The big one, in fact. And the whole job there is to keep calm and carry on, no matter how many bad reviews you get. And believe me, the critics have been as kind about Meghan's new projects as the Sex Pistols were to Queen Elizabeth. A massive element of the vitriol is, of course, racism and classism, and Meghan is never going to defeat those deeply entrenched malignancies. In conflict theory, she represents a classic case study in tribalism. Her identity as an American woman of color casts her as an outsider in an institution that couldn't be whiter or more British. But being an unpopular member of the royal family with an equally, if not even more unpopular spouse also puts her in the same boat as King Charles in the early 2000s. Charles is a man who once had a 4% approval rating among his own subjects, which would have put his popularity roughly on par with kidney stones. Yet he has simply hung in there, a true pioneer of let them theory, attending to the causes he cares about, standing by his mate, and rarely letting himself appear like he's trying to win anybody over. And incredibly, eventually winning over a lot of his detractors along the way by virtue of sheer durability. Meghan has a very different set of challenges than Charles ever did, but that doesn't mean she can't adopt some of the strategies for working through the ones that they share, i.e., not being regarded as especially likable or in touch. Despite doing supposedly relatable things on her Netflix show like cooking bacon, Meghan does so while wearing a beige sweater and no apron. You're testing us, Meghan. To put herself out there after she's endured so much hatred is at once very brave and very lucrative. But though Meghan claims she's doing all of this because she missed her, quote, creativity, what she's selling isn't crepe mix. It's Meghan. And if you're looking to build an empire, you could do worse than taking some cues from the king.